Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to LeTip Live. Here at LeTip, we're a bunch of business owners and like-minded individuals here to help each other grow each other's businesses. And today I have a special treat for you. We have our featured member of the month. But before we get into that, we want you guys to always know that we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please put them in the comments section and we will answer it live. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring in my special guest, Steve Goldstein. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, Doug. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm great. It's afternoon for us here on the East Coast.
True.
Yes. So it's about 2 o'clock here. What time is it over by you?
11 o'clock.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have the whole spectrum covered here at LeTip from east to west. So if there's any questions, comments, concerns you have, or looking to grow your business, I'm sure there's a chapter by you that you could find. Steve, what chapter are you in?
South Bay LeTip. We meet in the South Bay area of Los Angeles, sort of south of the airport, beach areas, things like that.
Awesome. Steve is our featured member of the month. So I want to show you guys all his beautiful cover here. All of our members, when it's the month, they're the featured member of the month. We put them on our magazine cover. So look at that. There we have Steve Goldstein, our featured member. Awesome job. Looking good as always. So you definitely want to check out this month's Communicare. Now, Steve, how long have you been in LeTip?
I first joined about 30 years ago, 1992, and I was a member for several years. And I had a few positions on the board. I was treasurer. I was vice president. Then I left and I came back again 20 years ago in 2002, and I've been back in this chapter ever since. I was president at the time, and now I'm the tip master. So I've been there 30 years with a slight break between the year 1 and year 10, and now it's 20 years consistently since that.
Very nice. So, Steve, what chair position? What seat do you hold? What is your profession?
I am the payroll service in the group.
Nice.
I own a company called Payroll Management Solutions, and we are a full-service payroll and tax filing provider for employers of all sizes. So that is my position in the group. I am the payroll guy.
Very nice. I'm just sharing everything right now to make sure everything's working operational on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And we want to remind you that we are live. So any questions, comments, concerns you guys have at home, if you put them in the comments section, we can answer it live with you today. Great stuff. So Payroll Services. Now, I know tax season is fastly approaching us.
Yeah.
Is there any tips or tricks? I'm sure that there's some bleed in from what you do and what a CPA does. Is there any tips or tricks you can give us at home since tax season's coming up?
Yes, well, from the payroll point of view, this is the time of year we get the W-2s out to all the employees of our client employers. The employer is our client. The employees work for them, but we provide the documents they need to do their taxes. So you should start seeing your W-2s showing up this week. And typically they come in the mail. But what we do for our clients is, aside from the copy you will receive in the mail, we make those documents available online to the employees themselves so that they can log on and download and print their own W-2, just in case it doesn't show up in the mail when it's supposed to. We don't want them calling us and saying, I didn't get my W-2, so we can't say, well, your employer was and forgot to mail it to you. So we just say, you know what, log in and you can get it right here. So it's a little benefit we created for the employees themselves so they can get the W-2s as soon as they want. They can do it between now and April, file their taxes or file extensions, and then you can wait till October to, finally do your tax return. But don't lose that W-2. But if you do, it's online for you.
Gotcha. These employee retention tax credits, right? So
yes,
are those things that are that the business owner are seeing and dealing with that the employee might not even know about?
That's correct. The Employee Retention Tax Credit is one of a few programs that the government came up with during the past 2 years during COVID to help small businesses especially stay solvent and keep their employees working during a time when they may have had a downturn in revenue because of COVID, because of having to close their businesses or not be an essential business, having to lay people off. 2 programs were developed, and we were able to help our clients with both of these. One is called the Ppp Loan, which stands for Paycheck Protection Program. And the other is ERTC, which is Employee Retention Tax Credit, where the IRS will give you credit for any quarter in 2021 or Yeah, 2020 and 2021, the years get blurred to me now because of all this.
Yeah,
But
it's
any
one big
downturn
disaster.
during those 2 years compared to the same quarter in 2019. So if you lost money in 2021 or 2022 or 2020, compared to 2019, you can get back tax credits, thousands and thousands of dollars that the IRS will just give you. And all you have to do is amend your tax quarterly tax return from those quarters. And that's what we do. We provide tax returns for our clients. We'll go back and amend those returns to help you get those credits. And I've got clients calling me up saying, "Hey, I just got a check from the IRS for $54,000. What do I do with that?" I said, "Put it in the bank. It's yours. Congratulations. That's for hanging in there and keeping your employees working. That's what they're giving you." So we can help you with that. We help our clients navigate those programs, understand them completely, and take full advantage of those programs that are available to help them.
Nice. So some of these employers might even know they have access to this, or even are liable for it, or like can get it. So they would definitely want to contact someone like you to make sure.
That's the main thing is we're trying to make sure people know about this because they really don't. A lot of them don't. I have one member of my LeTip group has one of my larger clients. She has about 200 employees, and she got a lot of money back, and she was practically in tears. And she said to me, "You should be telling everybody about this. This is so great." I said, "I'm trying. I'm really trying to get the word out there." It's on the signature line of my email. "Do you qualify for ERTC? Click here to find out." She was just so joyful having received this huge, for 200 employees.
Yeah.
She got a nice check, and she could not thank me enough. And she just said, "You got to make sure everybody knows about this because I might not have known if you hadn't told me." And now she's really, really happy. Another good friend of mine who's a restaurant, one of the larger restaurants in the area, good friend of mine, he's still calling me saying, "I got another check. I got another check. Is that from you guys?" I said, "Well, the IRS, but yeah, you're welcome. You can keep that."
Awesome. So if there's anything you guys are listening to,
get so excited.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, if there's anything that you take away from this live stream, you definitely want to see if you qualify, because you could have access to a bunch of money, a bunch of resources that you don't even know about.
Yes, and there's a link on my website if they want to know if they qualify. Go to payrollmanagementsolutions.com. And there's a tab across the top. It says ERTC. Click there, and that'll tell you what it takes to qualify, and you can fill out a little questionnaire to see if you would qualify for that.
Awesome. Website's below, so you guys could definitely check it out.
That's it.
But yeah, you could have access to a nice sum of money, and a lot of people don't even know it exists. So you definitely want to contact someone like Steve Goldstein, or someone in Payroll Services, but definitely Steve. Good stuff. So let's go back to your time in LeTip. There's one question that I always ask everybody, and that is, what LeTip means to you.
Well, that's a great question. After so many years in this group, it sounds cliche to say, but it's really true. This group becomes like your family. We have 30 to 40 members on a regular basis. And a lot of us have been in there a long, long time. We have a lot of members that go back over 20 years. So they've become personal friends. We're family, and we get together quite a bit. But what it really means to me, besides just for my business, I have a room full of resources that I can use when I need them for my own home or business, whether it's my plumber, my electrician, the guy that laid our carpets and our floors, my insurance people. I said the plumber, he really helped us out over the holidays. We had a little bit of an emergency, and he was there with a day's notice. He just showed up. So those are things you really, because you see them on a weekly basis, you're really accountable to each other. So they're not going to screw it up. The plumber's not going to like blow you up and say, "Yeah, I couldn't make it. Sorry." Because then you're going to see him next week and say in front of everybody, "The guy didn't show up. Sorry to say." So, you really have to be on the ball. And every one of them has that mindset that they, more than anything, they want to please these other members because this is their sales force. These other 30 people in the room, 40 people in the room, you want to make sure they're happy. So they really bend over backwards to make sure they're doing the best possible job and responding as fast as possible to anything you need, anything that's going on. So that's an invaluable thing to have, to be able to call these people when your clients need them, when your friends need them, to know that this is not just somebody I met once. This is somebody I see on a regular basis. I guarantee they're going to show up and they're going to do a great job for you. So that's what it means to me.
Yeah, I mean, these are people you can trust, and like you said with the plumber, they came in when moment's notice. Whereas someone who calls them up on a random phone number is probably gonna be like, "Yeah, I'm booked up for another week or so. I'll get there when I can."
The electrician, same thing. He just installed our Ring doorbell, helped me get it all set up, and we always know on our phones now when someone's at our front door. It's great. I wouldn't have had anyone else do that if I didn't have this electrician in our group. He's been there forever and happens to be my payroll client. So
awesome. Yeah, it's all about relationships, and that's
exactly.
that's what it's all about. And that's what we were talking about off air before we went live. It's all about relationships. So you think because you built these relationships, LeTip has helped your business?
Oh, say that again. Has helped my business? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. They're not going to call any other payroll person if they have clients who have employees or they're trying to pay. There's only one payroll person they know, and that's me. So,
Awesome.
and for over 20 years, that's been the case. So, yeah, I have a lot of clients in the room there, and they have other clients that they refer to me. So I really appreciate it.
Great stuff. And like you said, in LeTip for about 30 years now, right? Awesome. Great stuff.
When I was a young tadpole.
So yeah, I mean, everything that we do as a LeTip family, we're always trying to provide value for other members and showcase our own. Are there any, before we shift gears a little bit, are there any other tips or tricks you'd like to share with our members regarding
I would say to any employers, whether you have any employees at all, whether it's one employee or 10 or 20, whatever, make sure you're taking full advantage of the Ppp loan that might be still available to you, and ask about the ERTC credit. You don't have to come to me, but ask whoever is your accountant or your tax person. Make sure you're getting full benefit of those programs. I hate to see people not know about that or leave that money on the table that's entitled. They're entitled to it.
Nice. Now, are there certain things before we want them to come talk to you? So like before they do make that phone call to you, is there a certain paperwork you want them to fill out? Is there certain information you want them to get? Like, how can they be best prepared to talk to someone like you?
I can talk to anybody with the most basic information. If you can just tell me how many employees you have and how often you pay them, we have the basis to start talking. I can give you a price quote. I can tell you what we can offer for you. But we'll get into more detail once we're talking. And then once they decide they want to move forward, I have some paperwork that I send to them that gets us started. So but all I need to know is how many employees do you have? How often do you pay them? Let's talk.
Great. So obviously sooner rather than later, because the payroll season, right? We call it the payroll season for you.
The new year has started. So this is the best time of year to start something new because you have no balances now. We're starting every January 1, all your numbers roll back to zero.
Gotcha.
So any other time during the year, we would have to convert all your balances over. In January, it's the one time a year that we can convert you without having to bring all your previous balances in. You're back at zero. And so that's when we get the most new clients, and that's the reason we call it payroll season.
Great stuff.
There are no vacations for us during payroll season.
No vacations. Absolutely. So, building relationships, we talked about that. We talked about how you're in the LeTip family, and, building trust is one of the things we just talked about. And who better to trust than the man of the year? I heard you got the man of the year award. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
City of Redondo Beach made me their man of the year a little while ago. It's quite a surprise to me. I've been very involved in my local community for over 30 years. And besides being a member of the Chamber of Commerce, I've been on the board. I was on the board for 8 years. I finally turned off, but I was chairman of the board of the Redondo Beach Chamber of Commerce, which led to a lot of opportunity to serve on many committees and take part in a lot of signature events and just help the community on a level that goes beyond just going to the mixer once a month. If you're a member of the chamber, I was involved in everything. And so after 8 years of that, oh, thank you. Someone said, congratulations. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they surprised me. That was the 1 year I wasn't going to go to the installation dinner, the awards banquet, because I was finally off the board. And I was thinking, well, we don't need to go. It's not free to go to this. And my wife knew that I was going to be honored and surprised with this Man of the Year award. So she told him, look, he's for the first time ever, he's deciding not to go to the event. And so they called me. They knew what to do. They called me up and they said, you know what? We really could use an MC for the awards banquet. Do you want to come in and be the MC? Which I've done many times before. I said, sure, okay, I'll be the MC. And then I told my wife, I'm going to MC it. We're going. She was like, what? No, I said, yeah, we're going. I'm going to be the MC. And little did I know, behind the scenes, she was calling everybody and saying, make sure you come to this. We have to surprise Steve. I got Man of the Year that year.
Awesome. Well, being behind the mic seems to be something you are accustomed to. I have some video footage here I'm going to pull up. A little surprise for you because we're going to get into the fun stuff. So here we go over here. Here's Steve behind the mic, rocking and rolling.
Oh, yes. Little Tom Petty.
Well, she was an American girl. Raised on promises. She couldn't help thinking that there was a little more to life somewhere else. After all, it was a great big world. Lots of places to run to.
So there's a little taste of Steve rocking out.
Yeah, guest starring with my friend's band there.
Nice, nice.
We're doing it again this Sunday, actually.
Awesome. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that? We'll get into the hobbies and interests. So obviously you like to rock out. So what instruments do you play?
My main instrument is guitar and vocals, but I play any instrument in a rock band. I play guitar, bass, drums, keyboard, harmonica. But in this band, in that band you just saw, that was someone else's band that I was just guesting with that day for one song. But the guy on the far left, Ben, is in my regular band, a band called virtualcampfire.net, if you want to see the website.
Nice.
And we just completed our second album. We've been together for 12 years and put out the first album 10 years ago, and we're just finishing our second one. And we play the clubs around the South Bay, mostly, of Los Angeles. And we're playing this Sunday at Project Barley in Lomita, and we'll be playing with that band, Rusted Roses, and it's Ben's birthday, so come on down.
Nice.
But I've been doing this since I was 10 years old, basically. I've had bands my whole life, pretty much. And mostly original stuff, mostly songwriting and singing, songwriting, and just having general fun. And it's just for fun. We just love to have a good time and make sure the audience is having a good time, and that's the goal.
Nice. Any other hobbies or interests that you got?
I'm a published author and historian. I have a book out for about 10 years now called LA's Gravesite Companion, where the VIPs RIP. It's on Amazon.com, and it's a guidebook to 12 Los Angeles area cemeteries and the celebrities that are buried there, and their stories and how to find them and that sort of thing. And then in the past year, I've published 2 books of essays, 2 blogosphere books or memoirs. The second one just came out. The first one came out about a year ago, and they're called Notes from the Blogosphere and More Notes from the Blogosphere. So I have a page on Amazon. Oh, thank you. Somebody saying she really enjoys my payroll service.
Yeah. The empowering guru.
And she's a great real estate agent, ladies and gentlemen. She's the senior empowering guru. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff. So you've been playing music since you were 10. You have these awesome interests and hobbies. Where did you collect all these? Where were you born and raised? Where'd you
well, that's an interesting question. I was born and raised in Boston, Massachusetts, not far from where you are now in New Jersey there.
Yep.
I lived in Boston until I was 18, graduated high school, turned 18, and immediately the family moved to Los Angeles, and I was against it at that time. I was 18, thought that I was an adult and could make my own decision, but they said, I'll pay for your own college. I said, I'll come to Los Angeles and check it out. And I never left except to visit. So I've been out here for over 40 years now. So, as soon as I was, went to college at San Diego State, started another band. I had a band in high school in Boston and a band in junior high school and even a band in elementary school. And then in college, I started a band called Small World, and then went solo for a while. And then I met these guys from Virtual Campfire. Before we had Virtual Campfire, they had another band. I would, go and see them play, became really good friends with them. And then they decided to restructure that band and asked me to join it. And that's the band I'm in now, Virtual Campfire.
Awesome.
And for a while, we had this other band called Pacific Combustion, which was more of a rock cover band, and with a lot of friends. And we had a really good time doing that, too.
Awesome. And I'm sure you don't miss the cold weather either.
Not at all. Not at all. There's a lot of things about Boston I miss. The weather is not one of them, especially today.
Oh yeah, so that's why I'm here at home, not the studio, because it's icy and frozen winter wonderland today. It's been snowing all day and all night, so we're remote today. But yes, I'm sure I'd much rather be in the sun, in the beach, the Sunshine State. Good stuff. So anything coming up, events, anything we should know about, anything you want to tell the people at home?
Well, let's see. If you're in the South Bay, come see us on Sunday at Project Barley. It's an afternoon affair, so it's 1 or 2 o'clock, something like that. Couple of
Nice.
bands, no waiting, a lot of guest stars and surprises on that. The new book is out on Amazon.com. Payroll season is winding down, so if you ever wanted to change payroll services, now's the time to do it. Give us a call, and we'll help you figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, not all payroll people are alike. Just like,
sorry, what?
I was just gonna say, all services are not alike. It's not a one size fits all. I mean, they're
True.
You want to make sure you find the right person who has the know-how to make sure you get access to the money we talked about at the beginning of the show. To make sure they know all the ins and outs. So if you haven't received these things and these are all new to you, you definitely want to chat with someone like Steve because you could be missing out on a lot.
And I'll be free to provide information to people at no cost. I mean, if they go to my website, you can email me from the website, steve@payrollmanagementsolutions.com. If you have any questions about these programs, just ask, and I'll reply back. I'm happy to correspond with people, share information. We're here to help each other.
We have a question from the mothership of LeTip International. They go, "Hey Steve, what is the setup process for payroll?"
That's a great question. The first things we need when we're setting up a new payroll, first is a federal ID number, and second, you need a state ID number, tax ID numbers, employer identification numbers called EINs. And if you don't have them because you're brand new in business or never paid employees before, we can help you get those numbers. But we need those two things first. You must have a federal ID number, and then we can get a state ID number for you if you don't have one. We can help you get the federal too if you don't have it. Next thing we need is employees, and it doesn't matter how many. So with the employees, we need their W-4 information. We need their direct deposit information. We need your banking information because we're going to transfer money from your bank account to the employees, to the IRS, to the state for your payroll taxes. And our little minimal fee comes out of that too. So it's very reasonably priced. It's based on a cost per check. It's not a flat fee. It's not a percentage of your payroll. There are some services that charge a percentage of your gross payroll. Those are called PEOs, professional employment organizations. It's not the same as a payroll service bureau, which is what we are. So we'll never ask you how much is your gross payroll and then give you a price based on that. As I said earlier in this call, I said, the only two things I need to know is how many people are you paying? How often do you pay them? And based on that, I can tell you what it will cost to use a payroll service like ours and everything that's included with that. So, when people call me up, they say, I've got a $500,000 payroll. How much do you guys charge? I can't answer that because $500,000 payroll doesn't mean anything to me. Is that one person? Is that 10 people, 20 people? That's what I need to know. If you're paying 10 people every other week, we can talk. I don't care how much they make, really. I don't.
Awesome. So I do want to remind everybody that we are live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you do ask a question, we can bring it on live. The questions are starting to roll in. So I just want to remind that we will answer your question too. Put in the comment section. So basically what we just spoke about, if you want to have that EIN number ready for you, but if you don't have it, it's true that you guys will help set up that process or
Absolutely.
put them in the right direction?
We will make it very easy, and it's free to get those numbers, and you need those numbers to proceed. So it's in our best interest and yours to help you get those numbers.
Awesome. And the questions are coming in. So here we go. Rapid fire. Go. What states are you guys in?
We pay employees in all 50 states. We are personally located in Los Angeles, greater Los Angeles area, but our clients pay employees in all 50 states. We don't do international payroll. We can't do Canada or Mexico, but if you're within the United States, we can pay your employees and your state taxes in any state you're in. Thank you for that question.
Awesome. And our good friend Summer. What's up, Summer? Summer asks,
Hi,
do you work with my CPA or accountant?
Yes, we love CPAs and accountants, and they're very good referral sources for us. And we don't do what they do, and they don't like to do what we do, so they prefer to refer that out. So absolutely, we will work with any CPA who doesn't want to do payroll. And believe me, most of them don't want to do payroll. It's a lost leader for them. They couldn't charge enough to make it worth their time. So they like to refer it out. That's where we come in.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I want to remind you guys, we are live, so please keep the questions coming. All you got to do.
Summer is the reason that I was on the cover of that magazine, and thank you very much for that, Summer. And the reason she did that, the way she became really aware of me as a tip master in my group, she's been tipping members of our group as an outside tip member. By the way, that picture is from the Man of the Year. That's when I just won the Man of the Year.
Nice.
That's what that is.
Looks like a happy guy right there.
Very shocked and happy guy. Yeah. So one thing I do, I get the daily digest every day from LeTip Wired telling me what tips have been passed in my chapter, right? that day. So every day I get that email at 7 o'clock, 7:01. And I thank everybody who's given a tip. To let them know I got it, really. It's really just something I do so they don't wonder, did you know about the tip I sent yesterday? Well, yes, here's the wired, and I send a little thank you. Summer's been on that report a few times, tipping members of our group. She's doing business with a few of our members. And so I always write back, thank you, Summer. Thanks again, Summer, for that. And so she said, it's so great that you do this. I don't know any other tip masters that are doing this. And she said, we want to feature you in a magazine in our communicator. I said, sure. Okay. So that's how that came. And because of that, I'm talking to you now today. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you,
You're
Summer.
the featured member of the month. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the tip at work, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Big family. We're just we try to help our members grow, and we try to help each other with valuable information. The information you shared today is of a complete value. You guys should all be taking notes, and definitely, if you can, get an appointment with Steve, because I'm sure there's a lot of ins and outs that he knows to help you get access to the money that you don't even know about, or save you a bunch of money when it comes to payroll. We got some more questions. So how user-friendly is your platform?
Not at all user-friendly. I'm sorry. That's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. It's a joke. Extremely user-friendly. Not only do we have a platform, a portal that we train our clients to use, it's very user-friendly, very intuitive, gives them access to everything. But there are some people still in this day and age who, are technophobic and don't want to be trained to do all that. That's okay too. You can do your payroll by email. You can do your payroll over the phone. We prefer not to. It's more time consuming and more error prone. We want to do what's the most effective, time efficient, and error free method of doing payroll. So if you'll let us train you to use our portal, it's very simple, and we are there to train you. And I want to say the biggest difference between a boutique payroll service like ours and a major national company like the couple you've probably all heard of that are based back east, that are, not naming names, but they're like a big factory and we're like a small boutique, and we get most of our clients from those mostly two large national firms. And the reason they come to us is they get frustrated with the level of service that they're not getting. And that's getting somebody to respond, getting somebody to return a call or respond to an email when you have a question or a problem, or you need something done right now and you can't get somebody to get on the phone with you or answer an email. That's when you start thinking, wow, I'm paying an awful lot for this service and it goes up every year. There must be something better. And that's when we start to get the phone call. Somebody told me to call you because you're better than these other big guys. And those are the clients we help the most because they've already hit a level of frustration. They're the ones who will see the benefit the most, seeing that they can reach us. So that's a roundabout way of saying we're there when you call, where you respond to things quickly. We are in the response business. If we're not responding faster than anybody else, then we have no business asking for your business.
Awesome. Now, once you're all trained up and once you have everything set, correct me if I'm wrong or give me an example, is it as easy as plugging in certain hours or pay stubs right into like an Excel sheet and then everything else is taken care of? Like
That's exactly
in the portal?
That's exactly right. All you need to do is get us the hours. Everything else is done. And if they're not hourly employees, if they're salaried or they get the same hours every week, we can do auto pay. We can make the payroll run the same every week or every other week, however often you're doing payroll, unless there's a change. So you might get an email on the day that your payroll runs. And we'll say, Doug, we're going to run your payroll today. Are there any changes you want to report? And you have a certain window of time to get back to us and say, yeah, this employee is getting sick pay, or this employee didn't work this week. This one's getting a raise. This one's getting a bonus. Aside from that, if we don't hear from you, we're just going to run the payroll same as always, and everybody's guaranteed to get paid on time and get the same pay they got last time, unless you tell us otherwise. So we really do try to make it as easy and hands-off as possible. If whatever's easiest for the client. Once they get a level of comfort and they know it's running smoothly, they don't have to call us as much. They just know the payroll's going to run, or they know what they have to do to trigger the payroll. Go ahead and run the payroll, and it runs. And the taxes are paid and the employees are paid. The two main goals of a payroll service is, one, the employees have to be paid on time, and two, the taxes have to be paid on time and correctly. After that, anything else is something we can fix. You shouldn't need it, but as long as the employees are paid and the taxes are paid, you're good. You're not looking for another payroll service. You don't have employees knocking on your door saying, "Hey, it's payday. I didn't get paid. What's going on?" So, and you don't want the IRS sending you letters saying there was a problem with your taxes last quarter. We need to talk. So, if you ever do get a notice like that, you just send it to us. We respond to those for you, and it's usually a mistake on their part.
So if you aren't using the service, you have to calculate taxes and insurances, and you have to make every single check. You have to do all these calculations.
It's all set up for you.
It's plug and play.
Automatic. Just tell us how many hours they worked and you're done. Done with payroll.
Great stuff. Great stuff. So I do want to remember everybody that we are live, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So if you have a question, please put it in the comments section so we can answer it live. We're coming down to the end of the live stream. We want to make sure we answer all the questions before we get to the fun stuff. We got a little fun speed round. We get to know more about Steve. Steve's speed round we have coming up, but we do want to remind you guys that we are live. We want to make sure we answer all of your questions. Steve, do you have any questions, comments, concerns today?
Yeah, do I need to put on my sneakers for the speed round? What do I need to do?
Oh, yeah, you got to be quick. You got to be quick. Got to be quick
Okay.
and fast. So speed round's coming up momentarily, but I just want to give some time for the people at home. If they have any questions, comments, concerns, to please put them in the comment section now so we can answer them live with you guys today. How you doing so far, Steve? It's pretty painless, right? We're having a good time, just hanging out, right?
Doing great. You're doing a great job. I appreciate it. This is fun.
Thank you. Thank you.
Doing okay.
So yeah, we're just trying to, provide some value for our members, teach and train them so they can be more successful. Our LeTip family be as successful as possible. All right, I don't see any more questions in the comments section, so it might be time for the speed round.
Speed round. Oh boy.
Oh, we just got one. Sorry. How quickly can you set up a new account?
We prefer to have 5 business days if we have all the information we need. It depends on the number of employees and how many previous balances there are once we get going during the year. But we can set it up within 5 days. We can do it in less time. We prefer not to. But if it's a rush, we can try to rush. But we don't want to rush because that's when mistakes happen. We want to make sure it's correct. And so we go over it and over it and over it. And then we run the payroll. We train you when we run the payroll. So 5 days should be adequate time in most cases.
And if you're just tuning in now, I'll remind you too, now's the time to do it. Fresh year, fresh payroll. Now's the time to do it. Don't wait 2 or 3 months where things get messy. Now's the time to do it. So it'll be 5 days. You wait a couple of months, it might take longer. 5 days be messy, right? Yeah. So now's the time to do it. Clean slate, new year, new payroll. Not
everybody's at zero right now. Everybody's back to zero balances. So that's payroll season.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if we have no more questions, I'll give another second for any questions, comments, concerns for the comments section before we hit the speed round. Like I said, anything you got, Steve? Any questions, comments, anything you want to share before we get to the fun stuff?
What's your average viewership? I'm just curious.
The numbers are going up. So I have a whole interface. Numbers go up and down. We've had 20, 100, 5, 20, it goes up and down throughout the whole thing. But this is live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and it will stay up there. So once we finish up our live stream, it will stay up there.
I know. It lives there forever. I looked at a few of them earlier. Yeah.
Absolutely. And, if you are friends with Steve, and it would be great for you to share this live stream with your friends so people can get to know Steve as well. And that's kind of like the name of the game. If we're able to, as a LeTip family, share each other's content on social media, it really helps us as a group. And also helps us individually in our businesses to make more people get to know us and build relationships with us. It's all about building relationships, not just, saying buy a house from me or do my roof or I'll cut your lawn. It's all about the relationship. So we would love to share Steve's story. So if you were able to share it on your platforms, we appreciate you guys sharing and liking the video. But yeah, it's going to be up forever. All right. So I think it's time for the speed round. Let me get my speed round here. Are you ready, Steve?
Yes. Is that the first question?
Yes. Okay. And we're off. So here we go. All right. So Steve, we know your hobbies are music. Any other interests or hobbies besides music and writing?
Film. Yeah. Film. Just history. History is a big one. I've always been interested in history, and that's music history and film history, and who influences who else, and that's always been fascinating to me.
Since we're on the topic of film history, favorite movie?
Pulp Fiction.
Nice. We'll stay with entertainment for a second. Favorite TV show?
The Dick Van Dyke Show. Or do you mean current?
Nice. Well, you can give us both. So Dick Van Dyke, or what are you watching today?
Well, I just finished the new season of Dexter, so I go a little dark there. And Ray Donovan, the movie, I just watched that this week. So my tastes run that way. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Nice,
Gotta love
nice.
it. Yeah.
Now, I'm a Dexter fan,
Good.
and I just watched the new season. What are your thoughts? How do you? I mean, we don't have to get into it. We don't want to spoil it for anyone. What are your thoughts?
Right. I think it was the appropriate ending, and I think they might have left the door open for the son to get a spinoff. We'll see.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That's my thought.
All right. Favorite foods?
Steak.
Nice, nice, nice.
I should say Italian. Italian food in general. I love Italian food. I'll go to an Italian restaurant all day, every day. I don't care.
Nice, nice. Are you a sports guy? Got any favorite teams?
Not really. My wife is the sports fanatic in our family, so I watch football only because of her. We went to the Rose Bowl game on New Year's Day because her alma mater was playing Utah, so we went, and I enjoyed it.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
So
I was
we
a
know
Red Sox fan growing up, of course.
Of course. You have to be, or you get
have to
jumped
be.
over there. There's no choice.
Right.
So you're a music guy. So here's a good question for you: first concert and best concert.
Great questions. My first concert, and this is going to age me quite a bit. It was 1969. I was 13. It was Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and the opening act was an unknown singer-songwriter named John Denver. He was brand new on the scene, and he came out and opened with an acoustic guitar. And I got his autograph after the show.
Nice.
I still have it. Best concert? Wow. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers and the Kinks and Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan are my top, and Neil Young.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen all of them multiple times, and they've never let me down. Any of those people have been amazing concerts for me. So any one of those times. The Who, the first time in 1973, probably one of the best concerts because and Bob Dylan and the band in 1974, first time seeing them. Those are life-changing concerts in my opinion.
Awesome. Since we're on the topic of music, if you could have any two artists or bands collaborate and jam out together, who would you like to see do that?
I've seen it happen already. Tom Petty and Bob Dylan toured together. I was there to see it. That was a perfect. Nice. That was as good as Bob Dylan and the band. So
nice.
Yeah. So
very cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, you passed the speed round. Congratulations, Woo. Steve. You made it through. Didn't even break a sweat. Awesome job. Good stuff. I do want to remind you guys we are live, so last chance for any questions, comments, concerns. Please put them in the comments section. We'll answer it live. But Steve, great job. It was a pleasure meeting you and chatting with you. You guys definitely want to check out this month's Communicare with our feature member, Steve Goldstein. And we did cover a lot this episode, so definitely rewatch it because there's a ton of government money out there that your business could be entitled to, especially if you have employees. So you definitely want to look into that and maybe even give Steve a call because he can help you with that. So there you go. Steve, any questions, comments, concerns?
Just want to thank you. Great job. You did a great job at this, and I really, really appreciate it. And I want to tell people that you're a marketing guy, that people should call you if they need social media help or video production or they want to know more about marketing. He combines it all in one package, so you're not paying large fees to various specialists in various areas. Is that right? Yeah,
that's dead on. I couldn't say it better myself. Thank you so much for that.
My pleasure. You should get something for this too. Yeah.
We're just trying to, like I said, build relationships, bring the right people together, and we're trying to help each other's businesses grow. And that's what LeTip is all about.
It is. And I appreciate what you've done. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. We have no more questions in the comments section. So I think that's a good episode today. Thank you so much, Steve, for joining us. It was a pleasure talking with you and chatting with you. And we'll see you guys next time on LeTip Live.
Thanks.